rising. Great rising, great rising, great rising, great rising. This is a day that is beautifully made. We are here. We are getting ready to have a great time. And just remember that every day is a new day and a time to start fresh. Look at every day as an opportunity to do something different. Last night, I had the best interview. I enjoyed myself, and I met someone who had the most humbling spirit I've ever met in my life. The calmness of their voice. I don't typically rewatch my interviews right away. However, I was at my mother's house, and sometimes when I'm there, my sister say, "Did you have an interview today?" And I'll be like, "Yeah," and we'll put it on the TV. So we ended up doing this yesterday and last night. So I ended up watching that whole 2-hour video yesterday with my mother and my sister. And my sister and my brother, and my sister and my mother's 94 years old. My mother's 94 years old. And she kept saying, who is that young man? Who is that? Because, sometimes her mind goes, she goes, who is that young man? Oh, how you know him? And I tell her, and she's like, oh, wow, he's such a nice person. Oh, and she just kept saying it over and over again. And I was thinking, and my sister was like, his spirit, oh my gosh, his demeanor, how calm he is, no matter what he's speaking of. And that to me was a lesson when I was talking to him, no matter what was going on, all of the technical difficulties, even because that drives me crazy, y'all. That drives me crazy. All the technical difficulties. I want to say greetings. I'm not ignoring y'all. I just want to get this out, y'all. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Every time something would happen, no matter what it was, I still felt like it was okay. Like, you don't have anything to be really upset about. Stuff happens, and you have to learn how to get around those things that happen. And this is kind of the message that I wanted to put out here this rising, is that people go through a lot of stuff in life, but they don't allow those things to stop them. Do you, be you, show up as you, and you ain't got to worry about nothing else, because everything else will fall in place. And I want to tell you, I learned something from this guest last night, and everybody knows it was Anthony Holmes, my brother. I feel closer to this brother after this interview. I feel like I know him a little bit more about him. I don't know if y'all feel that way, that y'all know a little bit more about him behind the music, but I definitely do. If you have not caught that interview, please go watch the interview. This brother was dropping gems, and you have to pay attention to the words that's coming out of his mouth. The things he was saying, how calm he is, how his demeanor is. It's awesome, right? So I want to thank you again, my brother. And this is something that he said to me. He was like, people like to know that you know that they're there. So I'm getting ready to acknowledge each and every one of you have tapped in the room, starting off with Anthony. Thank you so much for yesterday. Thank you so much for showing up like you did. Through all of the technical difficulties, the dropping off and the coming back in, and never showing no type of angst about it. Even though it was irritating me, I still was like, you know what? It don't matter. Stuff happened, right? I want to say peace and love to Lily. Welcome in. Fatima. Peace and love. Lisa, welcome in. Welcome in. Great rising, everybody. Zoe, my brother. Peace and love. Peace and love. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I see you all in the chat. Thank you so much for coming in. And y'all know, you're going to get something to help with the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I mean, definitely. And, I think it'd be cool if you could go live sometimes because, I told you, your lives will be off the hook because people will be in there. People love them some Anthony, man. I don't, we talking about support, like true supporters. When you really look at it, you got these people who show up no matter what. I don't know how they do it. I don't. I will give them hands up. And I know Anthony worked a job and he be in everybody's life. He be supporting everywhere he go. And I don't know. I honestly can't put my finger on how he does that, because not only that, he shows up under the comments on your videos, the ones that you release, in addition to being on your live. Like, I don't know how, because I try. I'm gonna even say try. I do what I do, right? So I show up where I show up. When I realized that I was doing it wrong, because I'm gonna tell you, I felt like I was doing it wrong, y'all. I felt like I was doing it wrong. Definitely, please come up with something, Anthony. Come up with something, please, so we can see you live and in color. See, that's okay. I mean, that's who you are, and you have to. Let me show y'all something. Do you realize that you need to be able to relate to people and accept people? We're not the same. We're not the same. Accept people for who they are and meet them where they at. We are not the same. We don't move the same. We don't think the same. And so when we begin to, to me, that's harmony. When you can start to put yourself into a place of somebody else and say, okay, I get that. Or I get this. Or I get why that happened like that. Because there is so many people that do things that we can't put our finger on to understand why they do it that way. We don't even know. We won't have a clue why some people show up like they do. Grand Rising, Danielle, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. But when we decide to accept people for who they are, then you remove all of... I appreciate you, sis. And I watched you all last night after our conversation. I watched you all last night. I woke up this rising. You back on the tube right now. You back on there. New list. We definitely gonna drop. Mary, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. And it makes you more appreciative, not only of that person, but also removes all the angst from yourself, because you put yourself in an anxiety space when you worry about how somebody else moving as it pertains to you. And then you cause all of this friction in your own life instead of just moving like you're moving and being who you are, and then allowing people to show up for you. It's right. It's not for people to understand that, but when you actually accept that this is how they move, instead of trying to worry about why they're moving a certain way or people are doing a certain thing. I agree with you, sis. I agree with you. Fatima says sometimes it's not for us to understand why other people move like they do. That's what I'm saying. Tales by Shanzay. Peace and love. Welcome to the live. And I'm very appreciative. That's why I'm here. I'm talking about gratitude. It's a beautiful day, great rising, and I'm still full from that live last night, because I know y'all were in the, in the chat, and y'all got to see this, beautiful man sitting up here on panel, but I could feel his energy. It was times when he was speaking and I was mesmerized by what he was saying, because he was, I mean, his demeanor is mesmerizing and hypnotizing. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe y'all gotta watch it to see, you know, and watch it through all of the yes, we were dressed alike. My mama said that. She said, is that a uniform that y'all got on? I told you she's 94. I mean, it's she said, you got that shirt on right now. She said, is that a uniform y'all got on? What it say? But she don't be remembering. She don't remember. It's okay though. You know, I love it. I love it that she asked me the same question. She was like, who is he? How you know him? Where he from? Oh, he seems so nice. But you just never know, you know, where somebody been, what they've been through, and look at how they are today, just to see how it don't matter. You can be exactly. Are you locked in uniform? Is that your uniform? Like, no, mama, I don't wear a uniform, but I definitely gonna wear my Are You Locked In shirts for my interviews. When I do my interviews, I have 3 of them so far. I have Chip working on some things for me that I want customized. So hopefully he can get that done for me. And when he does, then he'll probably have those available for people as well. They'll definitely be able to have that. And speaking of the community, I would love for just everyone, I mean, and this is just me wishful thinking. I'm sure it's going to always, there's too many working parts for it to be, you know, but it should definitely, we need to move in some type of harmony when it comes to that. You know, some of us are on the same page, and then some of us is missing the beat, and some of us feel like, you know, this ain't working because I don't think it's worth, you know, being not doing this. And some people are overdoing it and putting too much into the thought process of it, of what it actually is. It's a community that, you know, yeah, we support. You see the Are You Locked In? You support, you come out, you show up. But how much of intentional support do you put out here? And how much of the support do you sacrifice yourself for, to be out here doing it? My thing is this. I like my community. I love the Are You Locked In community because they do show up. It's not going to be everybody in the community that shows up. It's just not. It's impossible for everybody to show up in the Are You Locked In community. You might have your set amount of people that shows up. You might have your set amount of people that shows up over here. You might have your set amount of people that shows up over here. Everything is about timing. I have now corrected myself. I've learned that I need to be more intentional where I actually spend my time here on YouTube when I'm supporting my fellow YouTube content creators. And I say that to say, I'm not going to be just picking out where I go, but I do want to say I will be, you know, not really a tit for a tat, but I've been paying attention. I'm going to put it like that. I've been paying attention where before I didn't pay attention. I just felt like I was supporting to support. You know what I'm saying? Whatever showed up in my timeline, I was there. I didn't let people go through. You know, I didn't let people, you know, slide through my thing. If you came through and you were the top, I'm going to click on you right then. So it was whether you had came and you seen and you did for me or not, I still was going to do that. But then I realized there was a lot of people who come and they're on my lives, or they come to my or my content, and they make comments, and I definitely use my comments as a factor to go back and watch other videos, and I put a mental note, and I put intentional note, and I do it. And sometimes I get back, and then sometimes I don't even go back through those comments, and I be like, oh my gosh, you didn't go back and go look. And so one of the days when I'm sitting down and I'm doing nothing, and I'm not necessarily ever doing nothing, but when I'm thinking about, okay, I know I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna see what people doing. Instead of seeing what people doing, I'm starting to go to the channels. This is my new thing. This is new. So when y'all start seeing me come in your comments where y'all haven't seen me, this is because now I'm doing this intentional thing where I'm not just showing up for those that are coming through my feed, because those who come through my feed are people who I interact with on a regular basis. They're going to continue to show up in my feed, which I thought was the case, but then I found out it's not the case, because I used to watch Coach Norene every day, and she used to show up every day, and then she stopped. She doesn't show up, and then I didn't even think nothing about it, because again, my thought process is whoever shows up in this structure here. Professor X, thank you so much for coming through. Grand rising to you, my brother. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Yes. Tales by Chazé, you will notice that I hadn't been by your house, but as soon as I saw you, it piqued my interest. Like, it's because I wasn't over your house, because you didn't pop up in my feed. Now you're showing up. Why did you show up? Because now you've been in my live, and now I've been over to your house, and now you're popping up. Same thing. It keeps happening. It's like the algorithm is doing this. So I'm telling you right now, Lily I've been subscribed to Lily. I can't tell you how long I've been subscribed to Lily, for a good little while, at least over a month or so. And Lily has never showed up in my timeline. And I couldn't figure out, I didn't even think about the fact she wasn't showing up in my timeline. It wasn't until I realized and paid attention, like I said, being intentional and saying, you know what? Lily always there. You know what? Monique is always there. You know what? You get what I'm saying? Like, these people are showing up and showing out at all times. All times. And Lily said something to me, and it touched my heart. Several times she said some stuff to me. And I was like, I'm not doing it intentionally. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. This I don't know what, that pollen is horrible out here. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my sinuses and everything. I'm not doing it intentionally not to show up for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not intentional. I'm not doing that. And so Lily says in my comments one day, she was like, yeah, I show up for people all the time, and I don't get the same in return. But you know what I heard from that is, she's selfless too. That's selflessness. Do you understand that? Anthony is a selfless person, and he doesn't care about him. He's not worried about what happens to me. He's concerned about you. If you watch, it's a cardinal right there, y'all. It's a cardinal right here. It just flew by, y'all. It's a cardinal, y'all. Y'all, if y'all know, it's a cardinal. He doesn't care about his self. He's selfless. Did y'all peep last night when this man, that interview was about Anthony, but he made it about everybody in the chat. He wanted to make sure everybody in the chat was acknowledged. He wanted to make sure everybody was noticed and known that they were seen. He wanted to see. Yes, it was a little cardinal bird, just flew right in front of my car and flew off. Absolutely. It is the truth. And if I don't know if you have to see the live last night with Anthony, but please, Fatima, watch that live. It is deep. It is deep. It is and everything that I'm explaining to you. Y'all don't hear me come over here and do no dissertation on no live that I've done with anybody's interview. The only reason this is the case is because there was so many gems and so many factors that were put into this live that makes you realize some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pointing it out because you might have missed it. You might have missed it because I'm engaged right there on this I'm in there, but y'all in the chat, y'all doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing, so y'all might miss some things. But especially when I rewatched it, I even was sitting right there and I missed some things. And when I rewatched it, I was like, he said that? Wow. How did I miss that? Like, what I'm saying is, this man is selfless and all he cared about is others. He started out the gate. That's the first thing he said. When I said, tell me about Anthony Holmes, he says, I only want to make sure everybody else is good. Peace and love to you, Vegan Kings. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. That's my brother right there, Vegan Kings. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am having a beautiful day. This is a beautiful day. This is a beautiful day. I'm showing gratitude. I'm showing gratitude to my brother, Anthony Holmes, who showed up for me last night. Selflessness, right? Not never complaining, not ever, caring about the fact that things was happening the way they was happening. None of that mattered. And all he cared about was others. He was like, people like this. He cares about what other people like. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, he cares about what other people like. He cares about what is going on with others. And that, when you do that, this is what I'm getting from that. When you do that, if that's what you get, he gets joy out of helping others. If that's the case, then forever he will be okay, because he's not expecting anything in return. Understand that. He's not, without expectation of anything in return, he still gets whatever it is he needs, because what he needs is that all he wants to do is be able to give of himself. Selflessness. This is how the world is actually supposed to operate. And I think that's why I'm resonating so hard with this, because this is the world that I would love to see, where everybody is only concerned about others and not so absorbed with what about me? What about me? What about me? It don't work for me. What about me? What about me? Think about that. We always doing something with a thought process of we keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. I brought this up because of Lily. Lily shows up, y'all. I don't know who knows, but Lily is always there. She's always in the background. She's always commenting. She's always there, and there's only, when you thinking about, well, what about me? You can't possibly be thinking about others. And I think this is because this is my spirit, y'all. This is my spirit. This is how I roll. And when I see it, I identify it, and I resonate with it. So that's why this is me, So this might not resonate with everybody because that may not be their spirit, Who gonna cry in the car? You must be behind. I wasn't crying. My allergies was acting up. Peace and love, la la. Welcome to the live. But I enjoy being here on YouTube. I'm definitely going to utilize this to a different degree. Again, I can't appreciate my brother Anthony more for the way he showed up. His demeanor, his disposition is something to aspire for. Because if you a person who complains, because I can complain, I can bitch and moan and all of that. I can do it. But when you realize that don't get you nowhere. It don't get you nowhere. It don't get you nothing, So I just know that I move intentionally a little different now. I definitely make my way to different places where I don't typically land. But what I still will say, as I continue to say, we're all content creators. And there's no way in the world that we can be everywhere at the same time. Maybe you have expectations of those people who show up, that you show up for, to show up for you. Maybe you have that expectation, or maybe you have an expectation that you show up for everybody, that they should show up for you. But if you get that selflessness on board, just do you. Whatever you're supposed to receive will come to you, because that's how the universe works. What you put out, you will receive, and you will receive it, and it may not look like what you think it should look like, you know? And that's right, Vegan Kings. He says, I show up for a lot of people, but a lot of people don't even show up for me. But it's okay. People do that. And you know what him saying that says to me? It says that he's just accepting people for who they are and meeting them where they at. He don't have no, it's what he's doing him. You know what I'm saying? He's doing him. I'm doing me. You're doing you. Do you. And don't worry about what the next man doing. Because if you have the time to do it, just do it. If you don't have the time to do it and you need to rearrange your life, show up that way. I remember, you know, it's crazy because I had asked the other day, I was like, anybody heard from Corey? I'm the only one didn't see Corey. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm the only one didn't see Corey because everybody was like, yeah, Corey such and such and such and such, and Corey such and such and such and such. She was over on such and such live. And I'm like, well, we must not be riding at the same time in the same places but guess what happened though? I realized I didn't see Corey. Because you know who rock with who and how they are always showing up, right? And I'm like, well, what happened to Corey? Because Corey was always there. Like, I haven't seen Corey. Not that I haven't seen her on my lives, but I haven't seen her in anybody's live. I've been on people's lives that typically she would be in, and I don't see her. And I'm thinking, well, where's Corey? And they're like, Corey was right. Corey's been there. You know, Corey was here the other day. Corey was just in the live 5 minutes ago. So when that happens, I be thinking, when that happens, I think, I miss people. I be like, dang, I haven't even seen Corey in a minute. Even when my sister Fatima, you know, it kind of felt like she faded away, but I was so used to her just popping up for me, and I wasn't being intentional, again, going directly to her, because she would always pop up for me. But when I realized that that's not happening anymore, I was sitting there like, something off. But I was thinking, oh, she must not be putting out no content, or something's off, or something, whatever. I started thinking that, right? So, like, you have to really put into perspective what you're doing. I'm not saying putting a whole bunch of stuff. If you don't have time to put a whole bunch of energy into YouTube for you and others, then I get that, because we're all content creators. And I am definitely on the road to try to be better at everything I do. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. Peace and love, Miss Vegan Kings. Welcome to the live. Thank you for putting that out there. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. I spend a lot of time, you know, on YouTube, either live myself or in other people's lives. So I spend more time in lives than I do even visiting content or going through content or watching content, because that's easier for me to do when I can interact, even when I'm on the plantation. That's kind of how it works, right? That's kind of how it works. It's easier for me to do when I'm on the plantation, for me to do that. So that's how I show up for people. I show up for them on their lives. So if you have lives, I show up for you, right? I show up when I see them. Sometimes I go through and I pull up my people and I look and I see the little red dot and I click on it. Click the little dot. Y'all know y'all can do that, right? Y'all can go right to y'all subscribers and look who's red and go click on the dot, and there they are. There they are. But I'm not going to harp on that for no time, not at all. I really didn't get on here for a long time. I just wanted to my biggest thing was to give my brother his flowers. He showed up, he showed out last night, and he showed me about being calm, grateful, and selfless. You know, sometimes you think you got that down packed, but when you watch somebody else, baby, that brother got that. I don't know how he does that. I don't know where that comes from, but it's definitely something to aspire to. And I say that to say, please pay attention. If you go back and watch that video, please pay attention to his whole demeanor. No matter what was going on, he still maintained his cool. I love that about him. He maintained his whole demeanor. You are so welcome, Anthony. You are my brother for life, for life, for life. I will always and forever, no matter what happens, you have impacted me in a way that I couldn't even begin to even really, I'm trying to explain it, but I don't think that everybody is really tapping in on my explanation of this. Like, this is a little different. It hit different. It hit different. You know, like I said, I don't really typically watch the videos back like the same day. I end up watching the videos, all of them. All of my interviews, I watch them back because I critique myself on those interviews to see things that maybe I could have done, or making sure I'm not over talking my guests, to make sure that I'm allowing for, you know, I'm literally studying that. But I don't do it. I definitely typically, it's a good little minute before I get back to that video. But this time I watched it back, and I watched it back immediately. And as I was walking out the door, my sister was like, "Sissy, that was a great interview. I really enjoyed that. Like, beautiful. It was beautiful." And it was, like I said, it was a lot of technical difficulties, y'all. Just get through it. Just get through it. But y'all know, today is my day off from the plantation. So I jumped on here real quick because I had to go take my granddaughter to school this rising. And I'll have my grandchildren later on this rising. And before I get off here, today I want to let y'all know, y'all see Vegan Kings in the chat. He and I have not officially put it out there, but I'm gonna put a little flyer out there on my community page. Let y'all know that coming up this Wednesday, we're gonna be doing Walking Wednesday. So we're gonna be collabing and walking, walking and collabing, kicking the game. You know, putting out that that beautiful energy in the rising. So make sure y'all tapping into that. On Wednesdays, it was called Walking Wednesdays. We're going to be doing it. We're putting it out here this coming Wednesday coming up. So we just got to get together, put some more things together. But other than that, we're going to go live together and go for a walk. Literally, y'all know I walk every day. So that's going to be the thing. Even though I won't get to walk till later on, but definitely that. So I want y'all to make sure y'all in the place. It's going to be really, really good. Okay, it's going to be good because one thing's for sure, for certain, Vegan Kings, he has a great spirit too. He wants to help. You know, he truly helps, wants to help people be better. You know, he been through some things, you know, I've been through some things. So, and we really resonate with each other on those things we've been through in life. So definitely being able to collab with somebody on the same like mind and spirit definitely is something that I'm looking forward to. You know, I'm all about collabing. That's my that's my thing, right? That's my thing. I love to collab, you know. You know, and I got something for you too, La La. La La, like, that's a great idea. I'm like, I got something for you too, La La. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm gonna send you an email, see what you think. You might like it, you might not. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely, that is something that I'm looking forward to. And so, y'all know, my brother Vegan Kings, you know, we also, let me say this to you too. we always on live. We're on live, and we're always saying, you know, when we're as a content creator, we want to be courteous of the next person in line to go live, so that whatever the situation is, I don't know who it was, and they just said it the other day. I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was, but it made all the sense in the world that, and it might have been, oh, I know who it was. It was Janae Desiree, y'all. She said in Crystal's live that she doesn't want, respectfully, you know, she's not trying to have, you know, all of the content creators come over to support her in her lives and things like that, because she wants other people who she don't know, to come and support her. That way she can see her authentic growth, right? So peace and love, Tales by Shanzay. Thank you so much. And I get what she's saying. So what I'm saying to you is don't worry about if you're stepping on somebody's toes when you go live, because everybody, it's enough to go around for everybody. So make sure that you know you're not saying, oh, I'm not going live because such and such live, or I'm not going to go live because such and such is live, right? Just do what you need to do for you as far as your channel goes, your channel growth. You know, I understand being selfless in that way, to say, hey, I care about what the next person is doing, but you will be left behind back there. You'll be back there. And you'll be wondering why nothing is happening. You just have to step out and do it, you know. And the reason I'm saying that is because, y'all, it's almost 9 o'clock, and I do support my brother every day since I found out he gonna be doing his 30-day challenge. He's doing a 30-day live, 15 minutes a day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is Vegan Kings. And so it's 8:59, so he's probably off my live. He's probably on his way to his live. And it is a business. It is a bit. There he is right there. That's why he probably on his way to his live. I'm talking about you. Once you get consistent and organized, have a schedule, it works for everybody's favor. I love you too, my brother. But with that being said, everybody, this has been a great live. It's just all about gratitude today. Make sure that you appreciate everything, whether it comes at you as a negative, as a positive, whatever it looks like to you. Appreciate it, because it's coming to you to show you something else. Check your demeanor at the door. Every time it looks like it's something else, it's not. That it's not what you want it to be. Create your own reality and make it that thing that you want it to be. I'm trying to tell you that's the best way to do it. And Anthony, again, thank you. Make sure y'all check out that live. Danielle says she don't want to be missing anything. But I want everybody to have a beautiful day. Enjoy your day. This is my day off, so peace and love. I thank y'all for showing up here today, and have a great one. I might check in later on. I might not. Peace and love.